So you're thinking like reverse lining, right? Line up the UC essays,
Just the outlines.
outlines,
Yes.
but some of them may not have material for three of them. Like the what makes you a strongest candidate. Very rarely do I read an essay that they have attempted. In fact, they say don't attempt the strongest candidate unless you're uniquely strong. Because people try to bring just basic leadership into a strong candidate or basic community into a strong candidate.
That's the whole
So
idea. You can't repeat. You can't repeat.
no, they will not repeat, but a story that is more leadership material, like it's leadership, it's basic leadership, but a little elevation here and there. So, so maybe they may not have all 8 prompts material. They may have maximum 4 + 1, 5. And one of that may be a strong runner that could go into Common App.
When you do it that way, I've done it that way as well. What you are now telling the person is don't think hard about what's unique about you. All things known, if you were supplying eight essays to UCs, what are these 8 stories you want to talk about? Something unique on each of those stories. I'm not asking you to write a full write-ups, but including, like assuming you wrote 7 essays and you still had to communicate something unique which makes you think there is something, there is absolutely something is there. You learned Swahili at some point in your life. Come up with something. Something could be a little stretch over the truth, but let's apply when you're still fresh in your mind, which you're still in the 11th grade. It's an experiment, but we'll see how it goes.
But then you're getting Common App outside of that? Is that what your thought is?
Common App can come later. Common App will typically get, Common App is a very delicate essay.
Fine writing.
It's basically, it could take 2, 3 of those essays. And, to your point earlier, when you've figured that your why school, why community, and something about your career. If those are your 3 essays, UC essays, okay, the rest 5 will become your Common App. Right? I mean, just logically, just as a boring person, the rest 5 communicating something which showcases something cute about you, right? Your walk through the Costco aisle is exactly that. It's showcasing some other side of you, which for a fact you can, everything else you can pigeonhole. Why school, why community, and why major, and what do you want to become in the future.
So
Those
we are not doing organic thinking for Common App then.
I don't need to.
Okay.
We might, if some students does think about it, we can do that. But that's a good situation. That's a good problem to have. That we've got these 8 stories, now let's think completely out of the box. But I almost feel like there's no need. Common App is an app. I mean, at the end of the day, a Common App is actually a PIQ. It is a personal insight question. We just make it into something so aggressively stupid. It's like, oh my God, it has to be cute, and the montage and this and that. I just feel like those are so irritatingly stupid, those things. I mean, just be conversational. The question is still very conversational. The Common App questions are very conversational. And the same UC format, and this is what Mr. T was talking about, which is he does not see the Common App as any different. The Common App is just longer. It could go into maybe two stories because it's 650 words, but ultimately you're still looking at the same story, which is who, what, why, when, and how did it make me feel? How did I learn out of it? It's just what it is. So there's no need to get cute about it, is my point. And the biggest problem is the cuteness, because we all somewhere feel now we have to get cute when it comes to Common App. I don't know if it's needed.
No, I mean, not cute, but a different spin on it. Like the way I tell them is, give me a story, like even if it's challenge based or situation based or experience based, what they tend to do is usually repeat the same batter, right? Like, here is the batter, here is the bread I made. Like, I worked hard, it shows dedication and, perseverance, dedication, a challenge, and leadership, right? So sometimes the story is just what it is. It is almost, unless you had an arm blasted, in a bus in Afghanistan and you run in the, night to get out of the country, like, unless that level of thing has happened with you, every story is what it is. But how do you keep it entertaining, enthralling, captivating the attention revealing something unique about your personality and promising something about yourself, right? That's where I tell them, uncliche the cliche. What would a cliched person write for this story, right? Perseverance and dedication. Maybe you talk about setting personal boundaries, and I learned from that, and that has made a big difference in my life. Like
And that,
something.
no, that thing could still be in a PIQ. You could take a PIQ answer and extend it with all those things in between. There's no need for a crazy hook. There's no need for a strong ending. I mean, if if you're entertaining and if you're peeling an onion throughout the essay, if as I'm reading it, I'm finding something unique about you, versus you go slow, boring, and then strong. Okay. You lost me. Okay. Or you started exciting, boring, strong. Why? I mean, that's not how you and I communicate, right? And ultimately, this is what Tosca told me once. She's like, ultimately, at the end of reading an application, the decision is being made on the basis of, do I like this person? Do I want to mentor him? Do I want him to walk with me? I like this student. I want to adopt him or her. How do you build that mojo? How do you build that charisma of yourself? It's definitely not going to come with you talking about Plato and Aristotle and stuff. Think, if you believe in philosophy, then great. Talk about how that has impacted you. But we had students last year. I mean, I had to literally pull teeth out with these students where they were writing in such heavy language. I mean, the moment you saw the writing, you were like, okay, what just happened? You and I were just communicating. And then I'm looking at this, it's fine. Maybe there is a smart dude in the admissions office who will appreciate it, but most people don't. So again, I could be wrong, but it's just my
No,
perspective.
Simple stories. I always believe in simple stories, simple write up, but say something about you. Like I met you over coffee and I want to know more about you and I want to be your champion. Like that's how I'm reading the essay and I'm discovering new things about you. And that's it. It doesn't have to be movers and shakers level essay. It's just engaging, telling me a story from which I find you interesting and I want you to be in the classroom, or I want you to be in the room full of selected people.
Other thing on those lines, when you apply to a Chicago or Stanford, or you take any of the top 50 schools, they have already arrived. They know they are where they are. They are 20 times oversubscribed. They can get whoever they want. Okay? They know what they're good at. They are looking for students who would fit that mold, saying, we are good at this. Chicago is good at economics, at humanities. That's what they're good at. Harvard is good at law. It's good at business, right? Penn is good at business, engineering. We know those things are good about those schools. And they know that. So as long as you're able to portray a picture saying, this is what I am looking to do in my life. This is where I'm going. It could be explained through the Costco essay. It could be explained by you taking your dog for a walk. Okay? But if they can see that your zone or where you are headed is an area we can make a quantifiable difference, they're good. That's all what this is about. But you please speak in that language that they feel that you know where you're headed. You're kind of, even though it's a maze ahead, but they know where you're headed, kind of, right? And they're like, I see the student, I can take him there. It's that simple as that. But